The power of black dollars, rewriting our economic narrative. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast, where we're not just talking about change, we're igniting it. Today, we're diving deep into a conversation that will challenge your perspective, ignite your passion, and quite possibly revolutionize the way you think about money, success, and community empowerment. I recently had the extraordinary privilege of sitting down with Brittnee Chellia, a visionary leader who's not just reshaping the landscape of Black entrepreneurship and economic empowerment, she's redefining it. Brittnee isn't just a successful businesswoman, she's a force of nature, a catalyst for change, and a beacon of hope for our community. Her insights aren't just inspiring, they're transformative. They have the power to shift paradigms, break cycles, and create lasting change. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey that could very well change the trajectory of your life and our community. Have you ever stopped to consider the true power of your wallet? I mean, really stopped and thought about it? Every single dollar you spend is a vote for the future you want to see. It's not just currency, it's a statement. It's a declaration of your values, your priorities, and your vision for the world. Now, imagine if we could harness that power, the collective power of every black dollar, to transform our communities, build generational wealth, and prioritize our mental well-being. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, hold on to your seats, because Brittnee Chellia is about to show us how this dream can become our reality. But before we dive in, let's take a moment to truly appreciate the magnitude of what we're discussing. We're not just talking about personal finance or business strategies. We're talking about a complete paradigm shift in how we, as a community, view and use our economic power. We're talking about rewriting our economic narrative. Now, let's start with a hard truth. The current economic system wasn't designed with us in mind. In fact, for generations, it was explicitly designed to exclude us. But here's the beautiful thing. We have the power to change that. We have the power to create our own system, our own economy, our own rules. And that's exactly what Brittnee Chellia is championing. Brittnee's journey is a testament to the transformative power of authenticity and forward movement. She's not just talking about success, she's redefining it. In a world that often tries to put us in boxes, Brittnee stands unapologetically in her truth, challenging us to do the same. But here's the kicker. Authenticity alone isn't enough. It's the fuel, but we need the engine of action to drive us forward. This is where Brittnee's philosophy of forward movement comes into play. It's about making strategic decisions, learning from setbacks, and continuously pushing toward a growth. When we combine the power of being true to ourselves with the commitment to progress, we don't just succeed, we set the standard. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, money, but not just any money, black dollars. These aren't just currency, they're a force for change. Every time we choose to support a black-owned business, we're not just making a purchase, we're making a statement. We're saying our communities matter, our dreams matter, our future matters. Brittnee shared a powerful analogy that stuck with me. She said, imagine if every black dollar was a brick. Now picture us using those bricks to build schools, hospitals, thriving businesses in our neighborhoods. That's the power we hold in our wallets. It's not just about spending. It's about investing in our collective future. But here's where it gets really interesting. Brittnee doesn't just talk about economic empowerment as a standalone concept. She weaves it together with entrepreneurship and mental health in a way that's truly groundbreaking. It's like a three-strand cord that, when braided together, becomes unbreakable. Let's break it down. Economic empowerment gives us the resources to build. Entrepreneurship provides the vehicle for innovation and wealth creation. And mental health, that's the foundation that ensures we can sustain our success and find true fulfillment in our achievements. Brittnee shared a story that really drives this point home. She talked about a time when she was at the height of her career, making more money than she ever dreamed possible. But she was miserable. Her mental health was suffering, and it was affecting every aspect of her life. That's when she realized that true success isn't just about the numbers in your bank account. It's about the peace in your mind and the purpose in your heart. This realization led her to prioritize mental health, not just in her personal life, but in her business practices as well. She started implementing mental health days for her employees, bringing in therapists for group sessions, and openly discussing the importance of mental well-being in the workplace. The result, a more productive, loyal, and innovative team, and a business that didn't just make money, but made a difference. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. That sounds great, but I'm just trying to keep my head above water. I don't have the luxury of thinking about all this big picture stuff. I hear you.
But that's exactly why this message is so important, because when we start to see our everyday choices as part of a bigger picture, that's when real change begins to happen. Brittnee challenges us to start small. Can't afford to support Black-owned businesses exclusively? Start with one purchase a week. Feeling overwhelmed by the idea of entrepreneurship? Begin by monetizing a skill you already have. Struggling with mental health but can't afford therapy? Look into community resources or online support groups. The key is to start somewhere and keep moving forward. But here's the thing. This isn't just about individual success. It's about collective elevation. Brittnee emphasizes the importance of community in this journey. She talks about the power of networking, mentorship, and collaboration within the Black business community. We're not competing, she says, we're completing each other. This mindset shift is crucial. Instead of seeing other Black entrepreneurs as competition, we need to view them as potential partners, mentors, or mentees. When one of us wins, we all win. This collaborative spirit is what will ultimately lead to the creation of strong, resilient Black economies within our communities. Brittnee shared an example of this in action. She talked about a group of Black women entrepreneurs in her city who came together to form a support network. They share resources, offer each other advice, and even collaborate on projects. The result? They've all seen significant growth in their businesses, and more importantly, they've created a supportive community that uplifts and empowers each other. Now let's talk about the role of education in this journey. Not just formal education, but the continuous learning and skill development that's crucial for success in today's rapidly changing world. Brittnee is a big advocate for what she calls intentional learning. This means actively seeking out knowledge and skills that will help you achieve your goals, whether that's through books, online courses, mentorship, or hands-on experience. She shared a personal anecdote about how she taught herself coding when she realized it would be beneficial for her business. She didn't go back to school or take a formal course. Instead, she used free online resources, practiced consistently, and within 6 months, she was able to build her own website and even create a simple app for her business. This not only saved her money, but also gave her a valuable skill that she could leverage in her entrepreneurial journey. This story illustrates an important point. In the age of information, lack of access to formal education is no longer an insurmountable barrier. With determination and the right resources, we can acquire the skills we need to succeed. It's about being proactive, resourceful, and committed to our own growth. But Brittnee doesn't just talk about acquiring hard skills. She emphasizes the importance of developing emotional intelligence, leadership skills, and financial literacy. These are areas that are often overlooked, but are crucial for long-term success, especially for Black entrepreneurs who may face unique challenges in the business world. Now, let's circle back to the idea of mental health because it's so central to Brittnee's philosophy. She talks about mental health not as a luxury, but as a necessity. Your mind is your most valuable asset, she says. If you're not taking care of it, you're sabotaging your own success. This is particularly important in the Black community, where there's often a stigma around mental health issues. Brittnee is working to change this narrative. She's open about her own struggles with anxiety and how therapy has been a game changer for her, both personally and professionally. By sharing her story, she's encouraging others to prioritize their mental well-being and seek help when they need it. But she doesn't stop at individual mental health. Brittnee talks about the concept of community mental health. This involves creating spaces and systems within our communities that support mental well-being. It could be anything from community gardens that provide a space for relaxation and connection, to support groups for entrepreneurs dealing with stress, to advocating for better mental health resources in our schools and workplaces. This holistic approach to success, encompassing economic empowerment, entrepreneurship, and mental health, is what sets Brittnee's message apart. It's not about quick fixes or get-rich-quick schemes. It's about building a sustainable foundation for long-term success and community empowerment. So what does this mean for you? How can you take these insights and apply them to your own life? Brittnee suggests starting with self-reflection. Ask yourself, what are my values? What kind of impact do I want to make? How can I align my spending, my career choices, and my personal growth with these values? Then start taking action. Maybe it's opening a savings account at a Black-owned bank. Perhaps it's finally starting that side hustle you've been dreaming about. Or it could be as simple as scheduling time each week for self-care and mental health. Remember, every journey starts with a single step. The key is to start and to keep moving forward, even when faced with setbacks or rejections. As Brittnee says, rejection is just redirection. It's the universe's way of pointing you towards something better. Now, let's talk about some real-world examples that illustrate the power of these principles in action. Brittnee shared the story of a young entrepreneur named Marcus who started a small catering business in his neighborhood. At first, he struggled to get clients and was on the verge of giving up. But then he connected with a local network of Black business owners who not only became his clients, but also referred him to others. Within a year, Marcus's business had grown tenfold. But more than that, he found himself part of a supportive community that celebrated his successes and helped him navigate challenges. This isn't just a success story. It's a blueprint for community-driven growth. Another powerful example comes from a group of friends who decided to start an investment club. They each committed to putting in $100 a month. And together, they studied financial markets, learned about different investment strategies, and made collective decisions about where to put their money. Over time, their small contributions grew into a significant investment portfolio. But the real value wasn't just in the financial returns. It was in the knowledge they gained, the habits they formed, and the sense of empowerment they felt in taking control of their financial futures. These stories aren't outliers. They're examples of what's possible when we combine economic strategy with community support and personal growth. They're proof that we have the power to create our own opportunities, to build our own systems, to write our own success stories. But let's be real for a moment. This journey isn't always easy. There will be obstacles. There will be setbacks. There will be times when you feel like giving up, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's part of the process. Brittnee talks about the importance of resilience in this journey. She says resilience isn't about never falling down. It's about getting back up every time you do. And here's the beautiful thing. When we build strong communities, we don't have to rely solely on our own resilience. We can lean on each other, lift each other up, and keep moving forward together. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with the challenge. Over the next week, make one conscious decision to support a Black-owned business. Take one step towards that entrepreneurial dream you've been harboring. And do one thing to prioritize your mental health. It might seem small, but these small actions, when multiplied across our community, have the power to create seismic shifts. Brittnee Chellia's message is clear. We have the power to shape our future. Our dollars have power. Our businesses have the potential to build generational wealth. And our mental health is the foundation upon which all of this stands. It's time for us to recognize this power and use it to create the change we want to see. So I ask you, what future are you voting for with your dollars? What legacy are you building with your entrepreneurial dreams? And how are you investing in your most valuable asset, your mind? The answers to these questions have the power to transform not just your life, but the lives of generations to come. It's time to step into our power, to move forward unapologetically, and to create a future where Black excellence isn't the exception, it's the norm. This isn't just about personal success. This is about collective liberation. This is about rewriting our economic narrative. This is about building a future where our children and our children's children can thrive, not just survive. So let's make a pact right here, right now. Let's commit to being intentional with our dollars. Let's commit to supporting each other's dreams. Let's commit to prioritizing our mental health. And let's commit to never, ever giving up on the vision of a thriving, empowered Black community. Because here's the truth. The power to change our economic reality has always been in our hands. It's in our wallets, in our minds, and in our unity. It's time we use it. Are you ready to rewrite our economic narrative? Are you ready to build a future of Black excellence and empowerment? Are you ready to make every dollar count? The time is now. The power is ours. Let's make history. Thank you for tuning in to the BlackCEO Podcast. Remember, your choices today shape our collective tomorrow. Let's make them count. Let's make them powerful. Let's make them revolutionary. Together, we're not just changing the game, we're creating a whole new one. And in this game, we all win. Now go out there and show the world the true power of Black dollars. The future is waiting, and it's looking brighter than ever.